Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Breckenridge, Colorado for this Mountain Hockey League action. I'm your host, Ricky Battenberg, Commissioner of the Mountain Hockey League, here to take you on a journey. We've got the visiting Chicago Shamrocks in town for this two-game series that has turned out to be a very important game for the standings in the Mountain Hockey League. Is going to dictate who has home ice in the playoffs. Reno Ice Raiders, the Breckenridge Vipers, the Mansfield Barracudas, and the San Diego Renegades all in the hunt for the Clear Cup presented by Bladetech, April 24th and 25th in Reno, Nevada. The Reno Ice Raiders have already won the President's Cup, securing their ability to host the Clear Cup finals. So Mansfield, Breckenridge, and San Diego are going to be dueling it out here for standings. And the way that the standings work here in the Mountain Hockey League is the top three teams make the playoffs. First place gets to host the Clear Cup. Third place travels to second place and plays a best 2 out of 3 series for who gets to go and play against the first place team for the finals. Now, the Breckenridge Vipers and the San Diego Renegades and the Mansfield Barracudas are all neck and neck. So it is going to be a close contest right down to the wire. Vipers need both of these points, and because the Shamrocks is an exhibition team, each of these games only worth 1 point. They need both. Opening lineups here presented by The Clear. As always, get a great anthem here from Greg Admison. The Pipes of the Vipes always sets the tone. Very grateful to have him. An extraordinary talent. Talk about setting the tone. Greg Edson, phenomenal talent. Very grateful to have him here in Breckenridge. Thanks for joining us at home and around the world for this Mountain Hockey League action. Got a great matchup here tonight between these two Mountain Hockey League competitors. Starting lineup for Coach Bat. In net, Brady DeVries has recently had to step up as J.R. Engelbert, who's been the starting goaltender for the Breckenridge Vipers for 5 years, has incurred an injury, and Brady DeVries has had to step up to take the #1 slot. Mitch Bailey, assistant captain. Garrett Bailey on right wing, Dylan Sabota on left wing. He'll win it back to Derek Scanlon. Scanlon fires that up, that's turned over. And Scanlon immediately trying to make amends, looks like. Took him out, and big cross check. Puck's fired high and out of play, and will whistle, and Scanlon already mixing it up in the corner with Ryan Gellis. And looks like we know what kind of game it's gonna be. Face-off just to DeVries' left. Face-off entangled. Bodie will come away with it. That's fired back down deep. Scanlon to retrieve. Scanlon now finds Mitch through the neutral zone. He'll fire it in, and that's gloved down by Josh Brown, goaltender for the Chicago visiting Shamrocks. And we'll get a shift change here. Line 2 coming over the boards for Coach Bat. Fisk centering Tilly and Eli Kendall. And on the back end, we've got Micah Reed and Sinclair. Sinclair played a stint of pro hockey in Turkey this year. Ended up coming back a little early and rejoined the Vipers. Micah now surveys, moves to Sink. Sink looking up ice, and that's into the skates of Dixon, and he'll have to big retrieve. Sink now for Fisk. Fisk, in his time, he's rubbed off the puck, and Tilly looking for, I think, cutting Eli, but a little miscue. Sinclair, he'll pick that off and turn it over. Shot just wide, and things looking a little out of sorts for both teams right now. Micah. Eli now. He'll retrieve, move it back to Bunnie. Bunnie, he's trying to flip it out, but again, that's picked off. Kendall now. Kendall down the left wing. He'll contain, throw it to the middle, shot, post, and it's bouncing around behind him. And loose puck, and we're gonna have something to say about that one. That puck came very close to crossing the line. Shot off the post, off the goaltender's back and bouncing around behind him, but I do not believe it crossed the goal line. I did not see a referee. Our referees tonight, Randy, did not signal a goal, so we will play on, and they're saying the face-off's going to be outside because the defenseman came into the zone, which the Vipers are not going to be happy about that. I believe that probably is the right call, though. Senzo, Noble, and Ivory out there. Face-off controlled by the Shamrocks. Nelson. I don't have his stats, but he is a big fellow. Hawkins now, he'll move it up to just a little heavy for DeVries now, a little busy. He'll kick that out. We'll get a face-off just to the left of Brady DeVries. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Breckenridge Grand Vacations and their new hotel, Imperial Project. Thank you for all the support. We've got 17:44 remaining here in the first period. Obviously, our typical broadcast crew, Trevor Poole and Auden Pierpont, are out today, so you've got the backup crew here. We're going to do our best job as we can here, ladies and gentlemen. Jack now, he'll fire it on. That's just wide. Jack fires it deep. Bernstein now, he'll wheel it around for Ivory. Ivory looking up ice, but he's entangled, and the puck's still around the boards. Noble now, he finds a streaking Senzo, and we've got a 2-on-1. Senzo, shot, save, that's still, puck's still loose, and Shamrocks the other way. Come in, good control down the slot, shot, that's tipped just wide. Salaski now. Salaski, he'll move it up for Colton. That's taken off his stick for Scanlon. Scanlon able to keep that in, battling. Rhodey now. Fourth line out there for Coach Batts. Colton, France Moni, played in the FPHL. That's sent the length of the ice, I believe, for no icing. I'm not sure what the call is there, but Scanlon will retrieve. Scanlon now. He'll wheel the net, take his time, survey, move it up. Oh, and that hops the stick at Colton, goes the length of the ice, and that will be an icing. So he will move it all the way back, and unfortunately unable to handle that one. Also like to thank the Clear Brands, bringing you the best cannabis on the planet. Just won 3 more awards at the Rooster Classic last night. Now the most awarded brand in cannabis in 8 states. Puck is fired, shot, score, and the Shamrocks are on the board. Loose puck behind the net, turned over in the slot, fired under Brady's glove. Didn't have much to do there. 16 minutes remain in the first period. And the visiting Shamrocks are up 1-0 on the Vipers in a very must-win situation game. Templeton now, he'll move it up, but I believe that will be an icing. Waiting for the call here on the goal. Let you know who buried that officially from our public address. Jay Shields, the voice of the Vipers. Mitch Bailey now in to take the face-off. That's one back to Sinclair. Sinclair survey, shot through a screen. That's just wide. Templeton now firing it, but that's picked off by G. We call him G. Garrett Bailey is affectionately known. Battle in the Vipers defensive end. Bodie now, he's hard on the puck. Jack now. That's thrown wide. G trying to chip that pass, can't quite get past the skates. He'll knock it down. G looking for Mitch across the line, and we're gonna call that offsides. Whistle looked a little late to me, but a good look from the Triple B line. Bodie and the Baileys. Line 1 for the Vipers. Line 2 now here coming out. Eli, Fisk, and Tilly. Got Micah and Bernie on the back end. Fisk in our military, still currently serving in the Air Force. Taking the face off against a known face, That's Sands. He's a tough customer, played for Vail for many years. Oh, rebound here, and just trying to whack it in baseball style. We couldn't quite get a stick on it. Was Eli Kendall. Okay, now back to Bernstein. Bernstein, he'll tip it along. Oh, and that's turned aside by DeVries. Micah now. Tilly's put down hard and quick 2-on-1 here. Micah looking for shot just wide. Rebound was right on the doorstep, but couldn't convert. Fifth now, he'll cycle around. That's chipped high, and that's gonna be a penalty, folks. So 2 minutes for a delay of game, that's right out, and we're gonna see PP1 come over the boards in the first power play of the game for the Vipers. And again, we're working with the B team here on the broadcast, so we're gonna try to get that PK up. PK's up, right? Can we get a clock on it or no? So ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes, that's right. Oh, don't start it yet. Gotta start. We got clock issues in the rink and off the rink. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens when our teammates aren't here. Shots 5-5. Shamrocks lead the Vipers 1-0. And looks like boys need a chance to settle into this game. A little too much walking. A little too much watching. Lay of game here for the Shamrocks, so the Vipers get a chance to set up the power play here. Scanlon, he'll move it over to Eli. Eli will circle back. So good with the pocket. Eli looking for G through the seam there, but can't find him. That's gonna make them reload here. This first power play unit has looked really good for the Vipers in recent days. Tilly, he'll find G across, finds Eli, and in the back of the net. What a beautiful passing goal. That's hockey, baby. Eli from G and Tilly. What a beautiful passing play on the power play to tie the game 1-1 here, hockey night in Breckenridge. Yep, that does kill the penalty, absolutely. Senzo now. You can see a little life in the stands, see a life on the bench. Big goal. It's always great when PP1 delivers. Reed now. We'll move it to Noble. Noble trying to poke that ahead, but can't quite get a hold of it. And that's sent the length of the ice. Ivory to retrieve. Ivory, he'll leave it for Sinclair. Sinclair moving up ice. Sinclair all the way in, gets a shot on net. Noble shot, tip just in front. And looking for the home run pass there, but that's knocked down, and Vipers will go the other way. Well, that's sent the length of the ice. Bernstein to retrieve. Bernie for Sabota. Sabota up the left wing. He'll cut to the middle. So much speed. He'll fire it on net. That's just wide. G now. G down for Sabota. Sabota fling it to the front of the net. Bouncing puck. Nobody can get a hold of it. And the Shamrocks the other way. Jack now. Jack, he'll fire it wide. And that'll get clammed up, and both teams will go for a change. Bernstein for Sabota. Sabota looking for Mitch Bailey. Mitch Bailey now. Mitch Bailey, he'll hold up looking for help. Shot, that's just off of Micah and wide. Bernstein now, he'll pinch and keep it low, but odd bounce off the boards is gonna draw a offensive zone face-off for the Vipers. With 11:58 remaining, we'd like to thank our beer sponsors, Outer Range, Breckenridge Brewery, Broken Compass, and Angry James. They provide all the suds for these Friday and Saturday night games here at the highest altitude rink in North America. And looks like there's some consternation on whether or not this faceoff is going to be in the zone or out of the zone, but they are moving it outside the zone. Fisk now in to take the draw. Tillinghast battling for that puck. Bernstein. Byrne will flip it in. Templeton move it up to Dixon. And turned over to Tillinghast. Tillinghast looking for help, but turns it over in the slot for a grade A chance. And luckily that was fired just wide. Puck loose in front of the net, and Shamrocks coming back with vengeance here. Peppering DeVries in net, and looks like we've got a little equipment issue. DeVries working on his helmet. So he'll have a moment to try to get that sorted, get his helmet back on. Also like to thank Breckenridge Distillery for providing all the spirits here in Breckenridge, Colorado. It's hockey night in Breckenridge. Kendall will control. Kendall flipping it up for Fisk. He chips it along for Tillinghast, but oh, there's a high stick. And Vipers are gonna go back on the power play. High stick on Tillinghast. They're gonna check him for blood here. Might be one of my favorite rules in hockey. It's basically if you're bleeding, it's 4 minutes. But I don't believe he's bleeding, so I think it's gonna be 2. So they'll have to get it done here. Vipers 1-1. 11-13 remaining in the first period. The Steve's starting to fill up with all the locals here joining us on Hockey Night in Breckenridge, the final regular season games of these MHL season. Face-off one back to Scanlon. Vipers look to set up the power play. Shot right on. I know from experience, the Vipers spend quite a bit of time working on face-off plays. And what you saw was a little bit of a discombobulated version of one, but Fisk heavy on the stick here. Look for him to be making those plays. Move to the center, slide back, and oh, just couldn't get the handle on it. Was Eli, and G making every effort to keep that puck on sides, but couldn't quite keep it in. Scanlon now, he'll reload, moves it to Fisk. Fisk dishes it off to Tilly, who whaps around, tries to shove it in. But Brown was equal to the task, beat him to the post. Tillinghast back to Scanlon, he fires, that's tipped wide. G now. G to Tilly. Tilly fired, that's blocked. Kendall, he'll gather up. Just Scanlon. Scanlon looking to move the puck, but that's just turned over. Scanlon trying to chip that puck up, and he says, I'll go do it myself. Senzo now. Senzo, bank pass to Tilly. He'll leave it for Eli. Shot, and that is gobbled up by Brown. And 51 seconds remaining in the penalty for the high stick on Tillinghast. My apologies, it was Tillinghast's face. It was Trevor Gordon in the box for high sticking. Face-off controlled by the Vipers to Reed, to Bunnie. Bunnie survey back to Reed. He'll fire through a screen, tipped, and Brown doing a good job to track that puck through and gobble it up. 42 seconds remain. Shots 12-6 here in the first period in this Mountain Hockey League action. Senzo, Mitch Bailey, and Bodie out here with Micah and Bunnie for PP2. That's one back to Bodie, who tries to fire, just fans. Mitch recollects, and he'll fire. That's pepped wide and slapped aside by the Shamrocks, who had deftly played defense there, smacked it out of the air and out of danger. Great defensive play there from the Shamrocks. Bernstein now to Reed. Reed fires, that's just wide. Senzo now. Senzo, he'll fire it in front, but that will be turned over and center length ice. 10 seconds remain. That probably about do it here on the power play. As the Vipers will look for one last gasp here on the forecheck. Mitch Bailey will wheel it all the way up through center ice. Gets to the slot, shot, hesitates, shot, and backhander just blocked aside. What a play from Mitch Bailey. Mitch Bailey, he is the definition of a power forward. Big hit there on Sabota. That puck sent the length of the ice, and that will be an icing. So no change. Oh, sorry, not an icing. And Micah now moving the length of the ice all the way back down. He's getting a little heated. Oh, and we've got action in front of the bench. Looks like things are getting a little testy here. I'll let the referees sort this one out. Nothing like a good 1-1 hockey game on a Friday night. Vipers have had some kind of rough opponents very recently that they've put up some numbers against, so good to see a good close competition for the end of the year here. Love a little heated blood. Looks like Bernstein's going to the box. I'll get some numbers and details here for you folks as quickly as I can. Just waiting on the refs to sort it out for us. So don't forget that Ollie's Pub and Grub, your official after party for all Vipers hockey games. Shamrocks not too pleased. Guessing they are upset about the play off the bench, but we will have to find out from our Zebras what happened. As everything is said and done, both benches here reconvening. Got to tell you though, do love a little rumble early. I'm sure the boys are in it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a face-off in the Vipers offense, and the Vipers end up with a power play out of that. So PP1, well, it's a little bit of a change up. Tillenhouse now down the wing. He'll gain the zone, move it up to G. G, back for Tilly. Tilly, he'll cut into the zone, looking for help to Scanlon. Scanlon will pull it around. Pull it around, pass to Ivory, who finishes it and makes it 2-1 just like that. Vipers on top. PP1 making them pay. Oh, and a little bit of consternation at the bench. Looks like somebody was clotheslined at the bench. 2-1 Vipers. Great passing play there from PP1. Tillenhouse pulling it to the middle, getting it to Scanlon. Scanlon pulling it around and tucking it, and now we are gonna have some penalties, it looks like. I think they got the public address, got the goal wrong, but great, beautiful passing play there. Tillenhouse wheeling it around, makes a pass across the slot. Scanlon able to pull it around, and then back across the crease for Ivory, able to tuck it in to make it 2-1, and a great passing play. Great hockey player. And it looks like we got 5-on-5 hockey here, folks. And a little bit of screaming match here going on in the box between the Shamrocks and the Vipers. Templeton trying to weave his way through the Viper defense, but Mitch Bailey will recollect that very deftly. He'll send it length of the ice. And Sabota, first one on it. And Mitch Bailey picks it up, shot. And Brown equal to the task. But great simple play there. Mitch Bailey chipping it in, and Bodie just hot on the forecheck, able to create some chaos. And fourth line now out here for the Vipers. Slasky, Rhodey, and Colton. Faceoffs won back by the Vipers. Scanlon, he'll control. And Scanlon will move it to Rhodey. Templeton, shot. And not too much to do there for Brady. Able to gobble that one up, shot from the outside. Templeton looks like a very good hockey player, shooting there from the outside, but Brady won a few games in the ECHL. Gonna have to work a little harder to beat DeVries. Fisk now. Shot, score, and there you go. 2-2. Right off the face-off. Shamrocks bury that stick side low. And we got a hockey game on our hands, folks. 7:21 remaining. Shots 15-7 favoring the Vipers, but the score 2-2. Fisk, Tilly, Eli out there with Sinclair and face-off controlled by the Shamrocks. Eli will pick that off. Sinclair now. Sinclair, he'll move it to the corner for Tilly. Sorry, that's Eli. Battle in the corner here. Fisk. Moving along for Eli. Tilly will win it back to Sinclair, who fires it on. That's chipped at Eli. Looks to calm things down. Back. Shot. Off the post. Just wide. Micah. Shamrocks will recollect. Good pressure here from the Vipers answering that goal. Good responsive shift. Oh, and a turnover to Asenzo. Oh, but couldn't quite get around Shamrock defense. A little loose broken play there is covered up by Brown. 6 minutes remain in the first period. First matchup of the used Mountain Hockey League action here, Friday and Saturday nights, the visiting Chicago Shamrocks here. Luke Noble, he'll wheel it around for Asenzo. Asenzo up to Bunnie. Bunnie, he'll send it low for Asenzo. Asenzo looks for Noble, who tries to one-time it. That's just wide. Micah now. Cross crease, but just a little sloppy from both ends. And looks like a little bit of confusion, but because the Shamrocks put it back in offsides, I believe that should not have been whistled down. So a little bit of confusion there from the referees. But we're going to get an offsides call, and we'll do it again. Luke Noble's been playing in this league for long enough. He says, I know the rules. D didn't like it. Senzo wins it back, but just out of the reach of Jonah. Hawkins will move it up to Slasky. Slasky might have the best style on the team. No visor. It's looking like he's straight out of the 90s. Noble, he'll try to move it to the middle, makes a move. One hands it over to Asenzo, who takes his time, dishes to Noble. Noble looking for Slasky in the middle, but just out of his reach, and that's going to go the length of the ice. DeVries out to play it. He'll sling it around for Scanlon, who, is trying to go D to D, but that is tripped up. And a quick shot on net from Devalantes, I believe, if I'm saying that correct. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, folks at home. 2-2 hockey night in Breckenridge. What more could you ask for, folks? Mitch Bailey in to take the draw on Ben Dixon. One back to Jack. Jack, he'll fire Mitch Bailey. Great shot block, and he's hauled down. We'll have another penalty. Mr. Bailey, covered in snow, asking for one, and he's going to get one. So that's going to be a hook, and we'll see PP1 that has delivered 2 of 2 on the power play. Have the Vipers been deadly this evening? That's number 33 going to the box for a hook. Frankie, oh man, Conciliadi. Let's ask him. Sorry, folks, that's Conchaldi. I just asked him in the box. Nice gentleman. All right. Scanlon now. He'll wheel that over to Tilly. Tilly, nice move in the slot. Shot, score! Ka-ching! And it's 3-2. And Vipers, PP1 delivers again to keep the Vipers in the lead. Tilly, rookie this year, showed up. What a play from Tillinghouse. Rifles that one in the top right corner with 4 minutes remaining in this must-win game for the Vipers. Assist to number 97, Derek Scanlon. And I believe probably going to be another assist on that, on the face-off win. But great power play goal there. 3 power play goals from the Vipers here. Shot just wide. Micah wheeling and dealing. Colton now trying to throw that to the middle. That's blocked up. Micah, he swings that around. Rhodey now in hard on the forward check. Rhodey, rookie this year, really looking to make an impact. I can tell you nobody works harder than that kid. Brady now out to play it. Whoa! And he big, whoa, shot. That's up in the upper netting. And maybe Brady wants to give his head a shake on that one, as he was just giving it away. A little more decisiveness maybe from Brady. Get your heart going in a 1-goal hockey game. And just a little bit of a miscue with communication with the defenseman, it looked like. Line 3 now out here for the Vipers. Asenzo, Noble, and Ivory, who delivered on that last man advantage. Noble, he'll chip it ahead, gets around his man. Oh, And greatly defended there by Chapman. But he's still back to retrieve. Noble now hard on the puck. Poked ahead by Senzo. Senzo he's looking to turn away. He'll turn it over in the corner and he'll go the other way. And we've got a delayed penalty on the Vipers. I believe that's going to be on Mike Ivory. That shot is just tipped high and down, and we're going to have a penalty kill here. Penalty kill brought to you by 43 Degree Sports. Dan Webb was a dear friend of mine in high school, made a heated hockey bag. It is quite brilliant, actually kills the bacteria in your bag. You can find him at 43degreesports.com. First proper penalty kill here for the Vipers. Got Bodie and Bailey out here with Ernie and Micah. PP1 for the Shamrocks, looking like Devalantes, Jack, Sands, Nelson, Montes to Nelson. Nelson wheel it up for Odell. Odell, I'm sorry. Jack over to Nelson. Nelson shot, one-timer right on. Jack to retrieve, back to Nelson. Poke it on here to Devalantes. And Vipers will collect that, and happy to kill some time off the clock. Mitch Bailey will send that the length of the ice on net, and Brown will knock it down. 1:45 remain. Ooh. And Templeton lost an edge there. Ice is looking a little rough out there. This heat wave we've had on the Midwest here, maybe playing a factor here, but the ice is looking real torn up. Late in the period here with 1:20 remaining. Templeton will move to the middle. Shuck and jive shot, that's blocked by Tillinghast. Shot, that's tipped aside by Scanlon. 10 seconds in the penalty to Ivory. Shot, another block by Tillinghast. Love to see that complete hockey player. Jackson Tillinghast scoring goals, blocking shots, doing everything. It's great to see. It's what it takes to win championships. And that is what the Vipers are in the business of doing here, looking for an opportunity to punch their ticket to go play for the Clear Cup against the Reno Ice Raiders. Face off now, 1 minute remaining in the period. That's one back and sent down. Ivory now out of the box. Vipers at full strength and quick 2-on-1 if they hurry. Eli, he'll wheel it around, but just looks like he caught an edge. Oh, G will pick that up. Says thank you very much, dishes it over to Eli. Eli surveys, looking for G on the back door, but maybe a little too crafty. The Shamrocks were able to read that. And that's sent to lack the ice, so no change for the Shamrocks, and they got some tired legs out there. So 25 seconds remain in the first period in this one-goal hockey game in a must-win situation for the standings for the Breckenridge Vipers. Thanks for joining us here on Friday night. It's hockey night in Breckenridge. No place I'd rather be. Senzo in to take the draw here. 25 seconds remain. And Shamrocks will win that back. They're trying to fire it out of the zone, and it's tied up and able to keep it in where the Vipers. Eli, he'll pull it down to a Senzo. 10 seconds remain. Scanlon now. Shot pass to G, who fires it just wide. Senzo, he'll collect. 5 seconds now. Shot just wide. Senzo, another shot. And right to the whistle are the Vipers peppering Brown in net. 19 shots on net to the Shamrocks' 8 shots. Definitely dictated that period, but the power plays were the difference, folks. Power of the Vipers delivering 3 times, 3 daggers making the difference. And this 1-goal contest here at the highest altitude rink in North America. We've got more Mountain Hockey League action coming at you here. Generally, we got about 17 minutes between periods. Saying that for my lovely compatriot, Cameron, who is stepping in here for Audie. And I gotta tell you, I know Audie's watching at home. He looked at me and he goes, I can't believe Audie does all this. So we're very grateful for you, Audie, and I hope you're enjoying your vacation, but we miss you, buddy. Trevor, couldn't do it without you, bud. We miss you. Hopefully we'll get to host a playoff game here in the Vipers the 17th and 18th, where Vipers will either be on the road playing against Mansfield, or we will be at home, hosting Mansfield, and we'll get an opportunity to say goodbye to the fans the proper way, sending us to playoffs. I'm your host, Ricky Battenberg. Thank you so much. We will be back to you in 17 minutes, and as always, no place I'd rather be. It's Hockey Night in Breckenridge.
inside, so you like it next to the nut vein. I mean, that looks kind of weird. We're inside here, down the black. Ah, so you're still up here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like the whole staff is getting to form here. It's always a little rough on Friday nights, but Cam through hooker by crook. We've got the scoring box up. Getting better all the time. Here we go. Shots 19-8 in the first frame here for the Vipers. Steve has started to fill up here as everybody's getting off their shift and making their way down to the south end of town, across the train tracks. First line for the Vipers, the triple B line. Bodie and the Baileys, that face-off, one back to Scanlon. Scanlon finds Mitch in the middle. He'll try to chip it ahead. Scanlon now, looking for a little chip play. And good step there from Van Valkenburg. Been a great addition, rookie this season for the Breckenridge Vipers, but just a very complete defensive hockey player. Bodie now shot right on. And Van Valkenburg, that's shot sky high over the net, and gee, almost able to connect there. Shamrocks now the other way. It's moved in by Delantis, and DeVries will cover that up, and Mitch and Devontae's get a little face rub both ways. I can tell you right now, Mitch does not appreciate getting pushed around with somebody with a birdcage on. So look for that later in the period here, ladies and gentlemen. And as they are an exhibition team, we allow that, but generally no cages allowed in the MHL for safety reasons, unless there's an injury to the myofascial area, as you may see with Mike Fisk, who is wearing a fishbowl, who is in to take the draw now. That's one back. Sinclair, he'll battle for it in the corner. He's taking off the puck, and Eli, he's clipped, but able to still come away with it in a quick 3-on-2. He'll leave it for Eli. Comes down the slot shot. Big save from Brown. And Hawkins will follow up. He'll rim it around for Fisk, who knocks it down. Fisk. And puck is battled for at the blue line, but Shamrocks are going to come away with it. That's sent the length of the ice back for Hawkins. Hawkins now. He'll survey. He'll leave it for Sink. Sinclair now, mentioned earlier, had a stint of hockey up in Turkey, but decided to cut that a bit short and come back and rejoin the Vipers in December, or I'm sorry, in about January, I believe. And fighting the puck a little bit there. That's sent the length of the ice for an icing, and probably worth reminding folks at home, we are at the highest altitude rink in North America, and I can tell you right, that VO2 max comes up real quick, about 30, 35 seconds, and all of a sudden it gets a lot tougher to think and skate when you got no oxygen. Senzo now, line 3 to take the draw. Senzo, he'll win it back for Ivory, who pokes it ahead. Micah, shot, rebound, big save from Brown. Team's looking much better in form here, may have settled into this hockey game here on Friday night. Travel day for the Shamrocks. Big turnover shot right into the gusset. And looks like he's got something to say to Micah after that one is shot absorbed by Brown. Bernstein now, fired along. Senzo, good 1-2-2 forecheck here from the Vipers. Staying in structure. Templeton, great hands on this kid, but unable to find a marker there. That's poked ahead. Bunnie, so good with the stick. Bunnie came to us as a forward. Oh, turned over shot. DeVries, kick save into the corner, and something DeVries has gotten known for. Shot through a screen, that's tipped wide. Templeton now hard on the puck. He'll wheel around the net, head up, looking for help, trying to tuck it to the middle. Shot through a screen, that's fought off by DeVries. Puck back to the middle. And good pressure here from the Shamrocks. Templeton now wheeling it around, looking for the cycle. Tired legs here for the Vipers. Shift creeping into the 90-second mark. And Senzo is hauled down with a hook. And we're gonna see another Viper power play. That Viper power play has been absolutely deadly. 3 for 3 this evening. And number 33, oh God, he told me how to say it, and I apologize. I have lost it. Let me look at the Conchidali. That's number 33, Conchaldi. Conchaldi for all you folks at home. Number 33, Conchaldi, going for a hook. Shot, big rebound there. Kicked out. G will control. Little nifty move on his own goal line. He'll move it up for Tilly. Tilly's so fast, he'll move it up the left wing. And pass over shot. Big save from Brown on Fisk. And he stole one there, folks. Pass over. Fisk had him dead to rights. I'll tell you right now, what a save there from Brown, who got across, kicked the leg out, and kept this a 1-goal hockey game. Scanlon, he'll leave it for G, over to Tilly. That's off a skating in. Tilly looking to poke it along. Ooh, Tilly looking for Scanlon in the slot, but that's just out of his reach. Brady now out to play it. He'll wheel it around, but nobody home. And Vipers just looking to settle things down. Senzo up the right wing. Wheel it all the way around and get set up in the offensive zone. Bunnie, tap pass, 3 whacks at it. And what a little passing play there. Senzo down the right wing. He'll move it to the slot. And a little touch play. Sorry, Bunnie across the slot to Eli, who tapped it to a Senzo, looking for Bailey on the back door. And Brown is locked in. Hawkins now for Bailey. Down for a Senzo. To Bodie. Mitch now hard to the net. Tries to beat him to the post. And 15 seconds remain in the penalty. Shots now 24-12, 14:52 remaining. And you can see the clock on the camera. We're working on trying to get the clock on the graphics, but we're not quite plugged in there yet. 10 seconds remain in the penalty. Mitch Bailey from the dot, shot, stick save. Bernstein now to Bailey. Bailey back to Bunnie. Bunnie to Bailey. Bailey from the lower dot. We're even strength now. Bernstein. He'll shot through a screen that's tipped and gloved by Brown, who has really kept the Shamrocks in this contest. I think 3 grade A opportunities, big time opportunities for the Vipers on that power play, and the first power play the Vipers haven't scored on here. 14:29 remain in the second period. Fourth line now out there for the Vipers. First shift for them this period. See if they have an opportunity to mix it up, give some energy to the bench. Scanlon now. Scanlon, he'll little nifty play around, but can't quite keep a hang on to it. And Selaski, trying to look to the middle. Selaski now, back for Rhodey. Rhodey, who looks over for Selaski, finds some ice. And he'll reload. Selaski, oh, that puck is picked out of the air by De Valantes. Nice hand-eye coordination there. Ooh, and the ref takes a tumble. Fans seem to like that. Nelson now, he'll fire it right on. Big save, wraparound. Brady able to kick that out. And that's sent the length of the ice. Vipers will go for a change. First line coming back over the boards for the Vipers. Bouncing puck in front of Brady. That's cleaned up by Bodie, who flips it the length of the ice. Probably trying to avoid an icing, but no, great little play there. Little curling play from Bodie from the length of the ice to be able to avoid the icing. Oh, and G now alone in front of the net. Oh, just can't get a stick on it. That body's flying around. These two teams definitely getting to know each other. Haven't played each other in a couple years. That's one time, blocked aside. These teams definitely no love lost between them. Only one period in this contest here. Puck's rimmed around. Bailey lays a big hit on Jack. And that seems to get the fans going. G now in hard on the forecheck. Bodie fires, that's blocked. Templeton for the Shamrocks. So shifty, very Quinn Hughes-like. But Bodie, able to pin him to the boards there. And we've got a penalty here, and I believe that's going to be a cross-check on Bodie. Yep. So Bodie is going to get a 2-minute penalty for cross-checking, and the Shamrocks are going to have an opportunity to try to tie this game. All right. De Valantes, Jack, Chapman, Sands, and Odell out there on power play. Ooh, shot through a screen. Brady turns it aside. That's collected by Jack. He'll move it over. Hawkins now back to retrieve. Send it around for Sink. Sands now. Battle on the half wall here. And a little 2-on-2 the other way on the penalty kill. What a pass there. Tilly finds Eli behind the defense, but just couldn't quite get a handle on it. And they'll get an offensive zone face-off. That's one way to kill penalties, gentlemen. 2-on-2 down the other way. Great look there from Tillinghouse, and great step from Eli to get behind the defense and get an offensive zone face-off. 1:19 remain in the penalty to Sabota for cross-checking. Face-off won by the Vipers all the way down back into their ends. Hawkins to retrieve. He'll look up ice. To Senzo. Senzo now one-on-one. He's shifty, watch out. And that good aggressive play there from Brown. Step out. It's really what you want to see from a goaltender. Nice poke there from Hawkins. And these teams seem perfectly happy to trade chances back and forth, even on PK power play. Templeton now. Nelson down for Templeton. Nice little tic-tac to the slot, but that's broken up deftly by Scanlon. He's got great stick, very tough to get an inside track there. Templeton, he'll flip it over for Dixon. Moves it low. And that's sent to length the ice. 22 seconds remain. Vipers will go for a change. Maybe one last rush on the power play here. And the Baileys come over the boards, I'm sure, because their compatriot Bodie is about to come out of the box here in about 5 seconds. And line one will go back to work. Bailey and the Bodies. Bailey to G to the front. Bailey shot just wide. G now hard on the puck. He'll send it around for Bodie. Bodie finds Mitch in the middle. Shot, score, and it's 4-2. Just like we draw it up, folks. Line one delivers a dagger. Great cycle, hard on the puck play. Puck gets low, find the open man, fired a shot, short side on the blocker, beats him, and we are 4-2, 10:02 into this period. Great goal there from the Vipers. Good hard on the puck, forechecking goal. Fisk now. He'll flip it over to Tilly, who pokes it ahead. Tilly's got a step. He'll move it over to Fisk, and that's just wide. Tilly now up to Micah. Fisk peels it around. Finds Eli, looking for Tilly. De Volantes, he'll send it along deep. Micah now. Oh, and big save from, wow, what a save from DeVries. The net comes off, but what a save from DeVries. Two big saves, kick save, and then with the wraparound, gets his foot aside and kicks it. DeVries showing up tonight. And the Steve is slowly filled up. It's gotten a little louder in here, wouldn't you say, Cameron? Just give me the thumbs up. His first game back, I don't think we'll get him on the mic, but you know, just American Sign Language. Noble in to take the draw. Noble, he'll get it the length of the ice, and oh, looks like we have a penalty came out of that. Micah got a penalty. What was the penalty for? Well, we got 2 minutes on the board, so Vipers back on the penalty kill. Apologies. Micah got a penalty there. Oh, Ivory out there with Nobes. Nobes, longtime veteran of the Breckenridge Vipers. Really has developed as a hockey player with us. Honored to have him. Bodie now, bank pass to Asenzo, 2-on-1. Asenzo looking for a little how's she going, but puts it into the wickets. Varallo, swing it over. That's hammered to the net, punched aside by Sinclair. Senzo now quick break with Hawkins. 2-on-1. Senzo dish it over to Hawkins, and Brown comes streaking across, and what a save. Brown comes up with another big one for the Shamrocks, and just an impressive outing for the goaltender for this Chicago squad. Can't say enough about this goaltending this evening. Salaski, Rhodey, and Colton. That's one back to Rhodey. Rhodey back to Scanlon. Scanlon, he'll fire it right on. And again, I apologize, we're still on the penalty kill with 35 seconds remaining in the penalty to Micah. It's moved up by Templeton. He's got those crafty hands. He'll look up, recharge. Shot, that's blocked. Selasky, he'll send it the length of the ice. Old-time hockey there from Selasky. No visor. Like a beauty. Templeton now, he'll wind it up. 5 seconds remain in the penalty to Micah. Over to Dixon, he'll fire it. Right in chest. Templeton again. Shot, that's stuffed. Selasky, he'll hold up, look aside, wheel it out. And what a play here from Selasky. One-man breakout. Oh, but not able to get all the way deep. And Vipers are back to 5-on-5 hockey. A little bit of a broken line. Templeton now, he'll leave it. Dixon, oh, and go the other way. And Mitch Bailey, G, and Colton. Mitch over to Colton, and that's couldn't get enough on it. Just flopped over his stick. Mitch Bailey now to Scanlon. Scanlon, shot. And that's gloved us down by Brown. And a good little exchange there from Bailey and Scanlon, two very dangerous hockey players finding each other in open ice. Good power play there from the Shamrocks, definitely putting a lot of pressure on DeVries. Face-off control by the Shamrocks. They'll wheel it around. Chipped back, Micah to retrieve. Micah for G. G finds Mitch, but just under his stick. Had a step, back for Bodie. Bodie will fire it on. Get another offensive zone face-off. This line's so dangerous for the Vipers. All very smart hockey players, all very, very crafty. Will make you pay, just give them a step. Mitch Bailey, he'll win back to G. G will take a step, leave it for Mitch. Bodie from Micah. Micah to the slot, shot through a screen, tip, that's just wide. Mitch will retrieve. Mitch Bailey finds Bodie, shot, Brown across. Another big save. Shots now 29-13 Vipers. Just peppering Brown. But tell you what, still a very close hockey game, still emotional hockey game. They are at each other's throats. 6:03 remaining in the second period. Fisk, he'll win that back, but just out of the reach of Sinclair. Sinclair back, he's trying to shove it through, but he gets it taken off him. And good thing he's, oh, puck is just turned over. Sinclair will regather, looking for Fisk, that's kept in. Sands, he'll fire it on. And Tilley carried out, shuffles it ahead for, and Fisk able to keep that onside, leaves it for Tilley. It's like Eli was looking for a call, not gonna get it. Sinclair trying to keep that puck in. Hawkins now back to retrieve. Hawkins, he'll wheel his net, leave it for Sinclair. Great little duck play. Oh, and that's gonna go length ice. That's gonna be an icing. Like it just hopped Eli's stick. And we'll get a defensive zone face-off here. Maybe some tired legs for the Vipers. They're young guns though, they can handle it. We're gonna be all right. Got fresh legs out here for the Shamrocks. That face-off's controlled by Haas. We'll move it over to, and bouncing puck still loose. Tillinghouse, he'll find Eli, who just shovels it ahead, but Tillinghouse fires it on, and bouncing puck in front of the net, still nobody's got it. And just chaos in front of the net. Everyone's just hacking at it, puck bouncing everywhere. Tillinghouse, and we've got a stoppage. And somebody's going to the sin bin. See a lot of pointing. I don't see a lot of people going to the box. We'll let the referees sort this one out. 4:34 remaining in the second period here in this 2-game series between Chicago and the Vipers. Brown out to play the puck. He's been their best defenseman as well. Ivory now, he'll win that. And Rallo with a great play there at the blue line for the Shamrocks, where he took that one out of the air, almost created a scoring opportunity for himself. Ivory now, he'll reload through the neutral zone. Finds Scanlon through the middle, shot. And dangerous one there. Fired it right on. That was tipped, and Brown able to gobble that one up. I'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, Breckenridge Grand Vacations, and their Hotel Imperial project. I'd also like to thank the Clear Brands and Whiskey Star Smokehouse. Hawkins now back to retrieve. Oh, that's turned over. And quick danger, but cannot connect, and that's sent the length of the ice. Salaski looking for Rhodey, who will chip it ahead. Not quite out. Colton now. Colton gets shoved to the ice. And we've got a stoppage for an elbow. Looks like we're gonna have a Viper penalty kill presented to you by Elemental Royalty. Stock symbol ELE. CEO's a mentor and dear friend of mine. Go check it out. It's a good time to buy gold, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good play on gold. Check out ELE. David Cole, sponsor and mentor to me. He's also a sponsor of the Breckenridge Vipers. Templeton, he'll knock that down. Shot. Loose puck. And Nelson, big body in front of the net, poking at that. Great save there from DeVries, scramble save. Able to fight that one off. Richie Nelson, big body in front of the net there. He's got to be 6'8". Face-off controlled by the Shamrocks. Chapman. Oh, tries to get that off, and Mitch Bailey, not the guy you want on a breakaway. Shot! Oh! Oh my gosh. And series of unfortunate events, but Mitch Bailey trying to make a move to the outside, ends up trying to dish it off for G, who can't get it off, but then finds Scanlon, who fires it on the PK, no doubt. Templeton's, he'll come back the other way and fire that one right into Brady. We'll get a face-off. 1:21 remaining in the penalty to Hawkins. 2:41 remaining in the period. Shots 32-18 in this must-win contest between Breckenridge and Chicago in the Mountain Hockey League. Tilly fires it along. That's knocked down by Jack. Tillinghast blocked shots. He's all over the ice, ladies and gentlemen. Tillinghast. Oh, that shot kicked aside. Varallo, I'm sorry. Jack now. Shot right on. Sinclair trying to clear it, but gets tied up, and Tillinghast now. We get a little 2-on-2 the other way on the PK. Finds Tilly, who's just content to kind of waste a little time, but he finds some room, and he'll throw one on net. Shamrocks back to retrieve. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty to Hawkins. Breeze steps out, plays that along. Fisk battling in the corner. Van Valkenburg, he'll dish it off for Asenzo. Asenzo now 2-on-2. Asenzo backhand toe, he tries to pull it around, trying to shovel it ahead, but he'll regain control. Shot right on, blockered aside. Fisk now, Scanlon back to retrieve. He'll slow things down. We're back at even strength. Oh, and that puck looks like got caught up in some snow behind the net. Chapman fired along to Ivory, who fires it in. 1 minute remaining in the period. Hawkins now. Hawkins for Sinclair. Sinclair looking for Eli, but that's going to be an icing here with 37 seconds remaining in the second period in this 2-goal hockey game at the Steve. It's hockey night in Breckenridge. Steve is now nice, warm, and full of our lovely hockey town locals, enjoying beer from Outer Range Breck Brewery, Broken Compass, and Angry James. Local breweries here in town, come down. We've got cheap beer at hockey fights. We're in action against the Shamrocks tomorrow night as well. Sinclair, he'll control the face-off. Sinclair, he'll wheel it around for Ivory. Ivory looks up for Senzo. Senzo, he'll enter the zone. Senzo looking slot, but that's blocked away. Sinclair now, shot way wide. Eli now, Eli, he'll shove it along for Asenzo. Asenzo, oh, and turnover. And the Shamrocks here with 3 seconds to go, get a shot at the buzzer, so no face-off for the Shamrocks. Different looking period for the Vipers. And Eli's talking to me, hold on. Different looking period there from both squads. We got Chuck Puck going here for the benefit and the honor of winning a signed Viper hockey stick, game used, as well as a Vipers merch. I believe we got some special hats made by Top Tier. Peyton Wingert, dear friend and a great businesswoman. He makes all our merch in Littleton, Colorado. All custom made, all hand stitched. Different looking period there from the Shamrocks, definitely battling back. And really got to talk about the performance of Josh Brown, who really kept them in that game. Shots 33-19, but if we were to look at scoring chances, the amount of grade A's that Brown defended had to be 7 or 8, just point blank, backdoor, down trolley tracks, down the slot, coming across on a 2-on-1. So, part of that on the Vipers for not finishing when they should, but I'll tell you what, when you got a goaltender like that on the road who can keep you in it here deep into the third period, Shamrocks have a chance, right? They got a chance in this game, down by 2 on the road. Goaltender's playing on, standing on his head. So looking forward to a battle here in the third period between these two teams. Vipers obviously desperate for these points here to maintain their opportunity to get home ice advantage in the NHL standings in the quest for the Clear Cup presented by Bladetech. But I'll tell you what, Shamrocks didn't come all this way just to roll over. So looking for an exciting third period. And for those of you watching home, come up and join us here on Saturday night. It's hockey night in Breckenridge. I'm your host, Ricky Battenberg, Commissioner of the MHL. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you here in about 16 minutes for the third period. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Ricky Battenberg. We have a hockey game on our hands here in Breckenridge, Colorado. Shots 33-19 in favor of the Vipers. Vipers lead by 2, 4-2. 3 power play goals are the difference here this evening. Thanks for joining us around the world. Have lots of international visitors at Breckenridge. Honored to say some of them keep track of the team after they come out to ski. So get your merch. It can be shipped to you at breckvipers.com. Tickets, merch, and obviously the live stream, but you already found that. Got Victor the Viper dancing in the corner here for the kids. We've got Summit Youth Hockey Night tomorrow night. Should be a great town community event. Come join us for the last regular season game of the year. Mentioned earlier, these points very important to the Vipers. There's 4 teams contesting for the last 4 spots in the Mountain Hockey League playoffs here. San Diego Renegades, Mansfield Barracudas, Breckenridge Vipers, and Reno, who has secured the host honor of the Clear Cup Finals presented by Bladetech. They'll be on April 24th and 25th in Reno. They do a great job on the broadcast there as well. Face-off controlled by the Shamrocks. Viralio, he'll send it around for G. That's knocked down. Oh, big shot score, and it's 4-3. And just like that, we are in a 1-goal hockey game. Quick turnover below the circles. And that's shoveled out ahead. Right in the slot. And bing, bang, boom, we've got a 4-3 hockey game on our hands here. Vipers looking visibly stunned by that quick push from the Shamrocks. Hawkins now back to control. Hawkins, he'll find Tillenhouse. Tilly muscles his way around. He's going to draw a penalty. Delayed penalty now on the Shamrocks. Hawkins, DeVries to the bench for the extra skater. And great pass there from Hawkins, finding Tillinghast coming across the blue line, who muscles his way to the front and draws that holding call, I'm guessing. 2 minutes holding, maybe hooking. Either way, definitely a penalty. And that Viper power play, which is 3 for 4 this evening, is going to go back to work, and it is a hold on number 7, Sam Chapman. Probably a good penalty to take if there are good penalties. Tillinghast been absolutely lights out on the power play for the Vipers. PP1 here, back to make him pay. Fisk in on the draw. One back by the Shamrocks and sent around, and Vipers will reload. Scanlon to retrieve. Scanlon. Oh, that'll go the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing. Derek Scanlon, veteran of the Vipers, played in the AHL, played in the ECHL. He is a tough customer and the wrong guy to fuck with. Excuse my language on the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Things getting a little testy here in the later stages of the 3rd period. Let me remind you, these are adults, and this is a real hockey game with real stakes. Little taunting going on here from James Brooks. The theatrics. Looks like he's going to get 2. It's like trying to goad him into a fight. Brooks is going to go to the box. Vipers are going to go on a 5-on-3 power play, it looks like. Five-on-3 opportunity here for the Vipers. PP1 has been so effective this evening. Fisk in to take the draw. Back for Scanlon. Scanlon shot. Hit G in front of the net. That stung him. Scanlon now. Cuts back to the middle. Finds Eli. Eli for Tilly. Back to Scanlon. Fired. Doesn't get quite enough. Scanlon keeps it in. And that's pushed the length of the ice, and they'll reload. Tilly. So fast through the neutral zone. Gains the zone. Sets up. Finds Scanlon. Scanlon back. Tip. Scanlon pulled it into the corner through his legs. Looking for Tilly. Tilly leaves it for Eli. Eli fired. That shot's blocked high and wide. Scanlon now. Over for Tilly. He'll gain the zone. Leaves it for G. G. Cross for Eli. Eli turns up ice. Over to Scans. Back to Eli. Eli to G. G to Eli. To G. Back to Scans. Scans surveys. Shot. Glove save. Brown. All Swedish, no finish. That great looks. All kinds of different looks there from PP1, doing all the right things, but couldn't cash in. PP2 comes over the boards. Bodie, Asenzo, Mitch, Bernie, and Hawkins. Bernie now for Hawkins. Hawkins, shot, right on. And that's going to be sent the length of the ice. 15 seconds remaining in the first penalty, 30 seconds remaining in the second penalty, 17:30 remaining in the third period of 1-goal contest. Bernstein, he'll move it up ice. He'll wheel the right wing, set up, 5-on-4. Mitch Bailey down the tracks and bingo! Let's go. Top left, rifle from Mitch Bailey. What a shot from Mitch Bailey. Comes right down the tracks. And Bernstein, who really set that up, gained the zone, found Mitch late, and Mitch able to crank that one top left. What a goal. What a moment. And that'll put us back 5-on-5, folks. As the first penalty had expired, that will go down as a power play goal for Mitch Bailey. And bodies flying all over the place now. Everybody's fired up. Got the Shamrocks on their feet on the bench. Everybody real fired up. What we'd like to see. Good hockey. Senzo, Ivory, and Noble out there with Micah and Bernie. Micah. Noble, right on. Found some loose change there, fired it on net. That's fired length of the ice. Bernstein back to retrieve. Micah. Brown, I told you he was their best defenseman thus far, and really nice play there from the Shamrocks goaltender to settle that down, make him shimmy, shake, and make a breakout pass. Rhodey now, back to Micah, he'll send it along for Bernie. Bernie up to Mitch. Mitch now, he'll find Rhodey in the slot, shot. Rhodey finds his own rebound off the back end, just wide. Mitch now from the corner, he'll fire it right on. shoveled out. Shamrocks find a big shot block there from Mitch Bailey. Selling out for the boys. Can hear it from the stands. Scanlon now back to retrieve. He'll chip around for Tillenhouse, who'll wind it up. Tilly, lengthy ice for Eli. Eli, he'll leave a little tip pass for Tilly just shoots it wide. He finds Fisk in the front, who shoves. Little extra, how's she going? In front of the net, and no love lost between these two combatants this evening. Fisky giving him a little goodbye. $15 minutes remain, 5-3, shots 39-21. Fans seem lubricated. Steve is bumping. Fisk in to take the draw. Chapman for the Shamrocks, he'll move it up looking, and that's not gonna be nice. He'll beat out the icing. Templeton trying to knock that down. That's all the way back down to Brown, and they will reload. Templeton come up neutral ice. Turned over, stick to side. G now, he'll collect. Leaves it for Fisk, who can't get quite a hold on it. Sinclair over to G, he'll flip it over for Sinclair, can't quite get a handle on it. And Hawkins now. And Templeton for Shamrocks, he'll wind things up. Find Dixon, gains the zone. Dixon now, that's picked off, and Mitch Bailey the other way. 4-on-2, Mitch Bailey. He'll find G late, who finds Sabota, who fires it. Big save. Vanny now gives it to G. G down to Mitch. Mitch looking for Bodie. G finds some loose change. Big save from Brown. Still loose puck. And it's still 5-3. Woo! I need a towel. $13:40 remaining in the period. Vipers giving Brown all he can handle. Senzo in to take the draw. Face-off controlled by the Shamrocks. It's chipped along. And 1-on-3 is broken up at the line. Brought in and broken up shot, and Brady able to, a little tricky shot there, brought through the middle by Giles. Ryan Giles, captain of the Shamrocks. Tough customer from the looks of him. Bringing it through the middle. And Scanlon gives him an extra shot. And now and we've got some theatrics going on here. 9 coming off the bench, hunting down Scanlon. Scanlon has been known to get under people's skin, but off the bench, the length of the ice, and then grabs him. So referees are going to have to take some time to sort this one out. Mitch Bailey, assistant captain, is standing in there to find out what the what's going to happen. Both injured player J.R. Engelbert and Coach Bat, assistant coach J.R. looking to get an explanation here. .07 remaining in the period. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll let the refs get this sorted out. I'd like to thank you for joining us for this Mountain Hockey League action. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Breckenridge Grand Vacations, Whiskey Star Smokehouse, Ollie's Pub and Grub, The Clear Brands, bringing you the best cannabis, and now the most awarded cannabis company on the planet. Just won 3 awards at the Rooster Classic last night. Also like to thank Angry James, Outer Range, Breckenridge Brewery, Broken Compass, and Breckenridge Distillery, providing all the lovely drinks that we've had here over the years in Breckenridge, Colorado. We'll try to keep it local. So, looks like Warfield is going to get sent home. He's going to get the gate, leaving the bench and jumping somebody, I believe, is terms for ejection. So fans giving it to him as he leaves the gate. Nothing like minor league hockey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm waiting to get the official call from the scorer's box so we can get back to action here, but I've got 5 minutes for the guests and 2 minutes for Derek Scanlon. So Warfield looks like he's going to get 5 for fighting or maybe a major. I'm not sure what the actual call is going to be, but it does look like we're going to skate 4-on-4, what is ostensibly 2 minutes, and then the Vipers will have a 3-minute power play. That's how it's going to shake out. I have not opted to get the referees' mics just yet, but this may be the inspiring moment. What do you think, Cameron? Yeah, that's just what we need, more refs. All right. So 5 minutes for fighting in a game misconduct for Mr. Will Warfield, and 2 minutes for roughing from Derek Scanlon. So interesting way to poke that out. Sabota now hot off the gates. So he's got some wheels there, trying to fire that on net. That goes high, and we'll get an offensive zone faceoff. And it doesn't look like the clock ran at all, so they're gonna have to work on that. But that's when things get spicy in tight games like this. Clock management becomes a thing. Mitch, Bailey, and Bodie out there with Sinclair and Hawkins. That's one back to Sinclair, to Hawkins. Hawkins over to Sinclair. Shot, tipped. Offensive zone faceoff. Great pass there from Hawkins. That sauce pass across the top of the circle was really prime time. Mitch Bailey comes up with the puck in the corner. And Pepper able to take that off him. And it's whistled down again. And there seems to be some consternation with what's going on. The clock was not running, so they need to get the clock correct. Bernstein, he'll push up ice. Bernstein, he'll leave it for Ivory. Ivory, shot right on. Ivory didn't get quite enough wood on that. He's looking up ice. He'll stop. And Van Valkenburg now for Noble. Noble, oh. And he'll blow a tire, but now 2 blown tires. And Varallo almost got a scoring opportunity, but 4-on-4, a lot of ice out there. 1 minute in this 4-on-4. Just a lot of sloppy play, frankly. Noble pushing the puck up ice. He'll take a hit. Hawkins now. He'll wield the net. Looking for Colton. Colton, he'll fire it right on, and loose change. Noble delivers. Bingo, 6-3. What a goal from Noble. Luke Noble from Colton Franzmoney. The 4th line delivers for Coach Bat. What a goal. Just throw it on net. Good things happen. And Noble, you know what, created that goal by going hard, carrying the puck into the offensive zone, taking 2 hits, and then being at the front of the net and finishing. So great hockey goal there to put the Vipers up 6-3 and perhaps out of reach for the Shamrocks. 6-3, the Vipers lead. Hawkins now. He'll lead the rush. He'll leave it for Franzmoney. Puts another clapper on. Sinclair looking for Sticks. That's tipped high and out. 4 seconds remain in the penalty to Derek Scanlon. 3:04 in the penalty to Will Warfield, which is being served by number 22, Phil Haas. So Vipers will go on a power play here in 4 seconds. So Scanlon on PP1 will join PP1 right now. Battling in the corner. Tilly now back to retrieve. Tilly, he'll leave it for Scanlon. Scanlon back to Tilly. Tilly for Eli. Eli for Bailey. Bailey, he'll wind it around. Bailey looking for help. And he'll get pinched in the corner there. And Shamrocks will come up with it. They'll throw it the length of the ice. DeVries now back to retrieve. Tilly. 1-man breakout. He'll take it all the way down, get set up. He'll hit Bernstein. Bernstein, dish to Tilly. Bernie, slap pass over to Kendall. Shot, rebound. That's tipped off and off the collarbone, or is off the head of Brown, who has been standing in there. Shots 44-22, but just getting shellacked. We'll check the replay here. And shot right off the dome and into the upper netting. Shots 44-22, 10:06 remaining, and 2 minutes still remain in the penalty to Warfield here as PP2 comes over the boards. Hawkins now. Hawkins for Bernie. Bernie looking for a stick. That's tipped into the corner. Bailey to a Senzo. Senzo. He'll get free in the slot. Shot. Brown will squeeze that one. Live to fight another day. Vipers looking like they are in control of this game, but 3 not quite enough to put this one to bed this evening. Senzo, he'll win the draw back. Bunnie to Hawkins. Hawkins, he'll walk, shot. Oh, looking for Bodie, but just under his stick. Mitch up to Bunnie. Bunnie walking, shot, gloved. Gonna have to work harder, beat that goaltender this evening. Brown able to snatch that one up pretty deftly. No screen in front. Senzo in to take the draw here. 9:38 remaining in the third period. Senzo, he'll win the draw to the boards. Back to Bunnie. Bunnie to Mitch. Dishes to Senzo. Up to Bunnie. Bunnie fires. Shot tipped off the crossbar. That's what we're talking about. Hawkins now back to retrieve. Hawkins, he'll leave it for Senzo. Senzo walks to the middle. He'll find Mitch. Mitch, shot, score. You just can't leave Mitch Bailey there. He's gonna score. Mitch Bailey with his second of the night. Ka-ching, 7-3 Vipers. Oh, is that a hat trick? I apologize. Is that his third? Oh my gosh, folks at home, I'm so sorry. 3 bingos for your assistant captain, Mitch Bailey, getting it done. Just can't leave him in that dangerous area. He's going to put it in. He just has a rifle of a shot. 9 minutes remain here in the third period. Tillinghouse back to retrieve. 9 minutes remain. Tilly looking for Eli in the slot there. Fisk, he'll leave it for Eli, finding Fisk off a skate. That's shoveled out. Tilly back to Eli. Eli collects. Eli looking for Fisk. Tap pass to Tilly. Tilly shot. That's gloved down by Brown. And because it was a major penalty, they are still on the penalty kill. My apologies, folks. And we've got 21 seconds remaining in that penalty to Will Warfield, being served, by number 22, Phil Haas. So he's out in 21 seconds. But that last one may have just put this game right out of reach. 8:25 remain. Chapman trying to wheel that out, but G's gonna knock that down. G, he'll chip it on net. That's tipped just wide by Fisk. Eli to Tilly. Tilly, he'll leave it for Eli. Eli down the slot. Pump. Looking for a pass. That's covered up by Brown. 2 seconds. And that is going to do it on the penalty. We will play 5-on-5 here hockey. Hopefully the rest of the way. Everyone can give their head a shake. And 8:07 remain. Shots 47-22 Vipers. I'm your host, Ricky Battenberg. We are here back in action tomorrow night at the Steve. Saturday night, it's hockey night in Breckenridge tomorrow night. Come out for the last regular season game of this Mountain Hockey League action in Breckenridge. Noble, he'll poke that around to Sinclair. Sinclair fires one right on, and Brown again equal to the task. These goaltenders been busy here the last 6 games in the Steve. Vipers giving them all they can handle. Senzo, Noble, and Ivory got the heavy line here. Senzo will win that back to Sinclair, who steps. Sinclair down to Senzo. He'll dish it ahead for Hawkins. Hawkins, who, how's she going in the front, but that's turned over and they'll go the other way. Oh, no they won't. Asenzo picks it up, back check, tipped high, and I think we got somebody, Noble's down. Looks like he may have caught a stick or a, oh, it looks like he caught a cross check in the face. Best I can tell. Oh yeah, you know what? He got tripped up and basically caught a stick in the mouth as he was going down. That is gonna leave a mark, but we got good trainers and our team doc here to take a look. So I'm sure he'll see if he lost some jibs. He's still on the bench. Nobe's a pretty tough guy. Slasky in to take the draw. Nelson, he'll move it up for Pepper. Pepper through the slot, that's tipped, and Brady, who has not been too busy here in the third period, gets some action. He'll hang on to that one with 7:30 to go. Fourth line out here for Coach Bat, Rhodey, Colton, and Slasky. Slasky, he'll move it up to Rhodey. That's sticked aside. Scanlon over to Rhodey, moves it up to Colton. Colton fires one right on into the shin pads. Slasky to retrieve, back for Scanlon. Scanlon over for Vanny. Vanny looking for Rhodey, who chips it ahead for Colton, but just can't get a hold of it. That's sent into the Vipers' end. And Vanny up to Rhodey. Rhodey for Colton, for Mitch, who chips it ahead. Mitch finds G in the slot, who leaves it for Bodie, who fires it just wide. Mitch now finds Hawk, back to G. G across for Bodie. Bodie fires wide, high and wide. And G gives him the, what the heck are you doing there? Hawk now. Hawkins for Mitch. Mitch with a touch play to Bodie. Bodie streaking in, but just couldn't finish. What a pass there from Mitch, though. Little touch saucer pass. Hawkins now, he'll throw it across to Sinclair. Sinclair down for Tilly. Tilly, oh, what a pass from Tilly to Fisk. Oh, that just made me so happy. That's the old bat to Bailey. Backhander to Fisk, gets the goalie looking the other way, and Fisk just tucks it top corner, 8-3 Vipers. Beautiful goal. Vipers looking in top form this evening. Bernstein. Micah to, oh. Ivory with a dagger. He's here for the fans. And that would make it 9-3. This game started very close, but you know, especially on a travel day, coming up to altitude can be very difficult, especially later in the game. So I think the Chicago team's a little better than we're seeing tonight. I'm sure they're going to come back with some vengeance tomorrow night, but Vipers put on a good 60 or 55 minutes. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Scanlon now back to retrieve. Vanny. Templeton for Chicago. Kid's got hands and wheels. Templeton looking up ice, moving through the neutral zone, cutting through, and that's broken up. Thinking that probably worked in college, but it's not going to work against a seasoned defenseman like Derek Scanlon, who just whacks it away. 4:31 remaining in the third period here. We've got hockey night in Breckenridge tomorrow night. Hope you will join us again for the final regular season game of the Breckenridge Vipers before playoffs. Salaski, Vanny, Colton, and G out there. Coach mixing up the lines here later in the game. I think Noble's probably had enough for the evening with that stick to the face. 4:15 remaining. Looks like Noble's still on the bench, so can't be too worse for wear, but it's an update for you when I can, folks. And we're gonna have a penalty here. It's like a hold. It's like a hold on Sabota. So our local firefighter is gonna take another 2 minutes here in the sin bin. And we will skate 5-on-4 here for the 2 minutes here. The Bailey's out, killing with Sinclair and Hawkins. PP1 for the Shamrocks out there. To Nelson. Nelson, he'll dish it off. And that's just off the mark. Nelson. Hawkins now retrieve to Sinclair. Sinclair, he'll send it the length of the ice. I'd like to thank all of you folks at home for joining us. Shamrocks up the ice here. To Jack, setting up the power play. Shot through a screen, that's blocked away. Sinclair now, he'll retrieve, trying to fire it along, and Tilly will pick it up. Tilly now, shot right on, score. And that'll make 10. Fans love it. Players obviously being pretty respectful at this point, but lights go out and the horn goes. It's the way the rules are. Tilly rifles that one over the goaltender's shoulder and make it 10-3. Eli will control here. Bernstein for Micah. Micah That'll be tipped along for the Shamrocks. And Bodie's out of the box here. 2 minutes remain. Bernstein, he'll wind that up for Rhodey. Rhodey trying to flip that along, but knocked down by Brooks for the Shamrocks. Looks like he's still got some go. Rhodey kicked us up. Shot, turned over, shot just wide. Eli now heel control. Eli, up ice, wheels the net. He'll stop on that, dodge a check. Find Rhodey. Rhodey shot, that's gloved down by Brown. Great skating there from Eli Kendall. I know he's been working hard, wheeling the net like that. Puck control, staying in system. Fourth line out here for the Vipers. Salaski will take the draw. He'll win it back for Scanlon. Scanlon, he'll dish it through a screen and tip for Rhodey. And 1 minute, 2 seconds remain in this Friday night contest. Hockey night in Breckenridge. Vipers lead by 7. But chalk a lot of that up to Chicago running out of a bit of gas, I believe, on a travel day. And Vipers coming into a must-win situation. Salaski, he'll control. Dish to the middle, that's tipped. Wheeled around, Templeton will poke that around. Try to wind it up, and knocked down by Scanlon. Vanny now. He'll leave it for Scanlon. Scanlon over to Vanny, back to Scanlon. Scanlon, he'll pull it around. Looking for Rhodey. And 10 seconds remain as they enter the zone. Rhodey will poke that away. And Vipers win. Shots 52-22 in a must-win situation for the Vipers. I'd like to thank Chicago for making the trip out to the highest altitude rink in North America. It's hockey night in Breckenridge, Colorado. We have our final regular season game tomorrow night here at the Steve. Please join us and get tickets at breckvipers.com. Breck, you can get merch, you can get the stream and all pertinent information at breckvipers.com. I'm your host, Ricky Battenberg. Thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast this evening. We'll join you tomorrow night at 7:30. Very much appreciate all the fans who show up here in person and all of you folks around the world. Go Vipers, and we will see you tomorrow night.